Right now, the largest transfer of business ownership in American history is happening, and young people could benefit a lot from it. Millions of baby boomers are hitting retirement, and a huge number of them own real profitable businesses. And a lot of those businesses are about to either get sold or just shut down because there's no one to take them over. Meanwhile, my entire generation wants to be a content creator, like me right now making this video. And I want to talk about that because I think there's an opportunity here that could change your life. You've got this wave of retirements coming, hundreds of millions of 60-year-olds hitting by the end of this decade. People sometimes call it the silver tsunami, I guess because of their silver hair, and the idea of a tsunami is that this wave of retirees will crash into our existing systems like healthcare and social security and other things and cause a strain on everyone who's younger. But I see this as an opportunity. These baby boomers will be retiring plumbing, HVAC, landscaping, electrical, concrete companies, and 100 of other types, and someone could buy or take over what has been built. But there's a generational gap because on the other side, there's younger people who understandably haven't ever dreamt about that kind of work. It's not really what young people are exposed to, and many kids might not see the beauty of grinding concrete or crawling under a sink. And by the way, the beauty is the money, freedom, skills, and capability you gain from the work. But you're different because you're watching this video and you're open to seeing how this silver tsunami might change your life. And here's the thing I think you could capitalize on big time. And the younger you are, the better. Look into blue-collar business ownership. You can find and take over or buy an existing business or start one from scratch. And I want to be really clear about something because I think there's a myth that we've all maybe absorbed, that blue-collar means doesn't pay well. And that's just not reality. Skilled trades and service businesses can be seriously profitable. In fact, the first person I ever heard was earning over 200 grand that went to high school with my older brothers wasn't a lawyer or a doctor. No, it was a guy who went and started his own plumbing company. And now 10 years later, my oldest brother has started a concrete coatings company himself. And I helped him in his first few months, and it's not easy. But I think it is fulfilling work. I just need to rein myself in because I'm interested in way too many things in life. But my brother is already making bank, and his company has been live for about 8 months. And it's not just about income. It helps him be a family man. He's building something that's his, that nobody can lay him off from. And his income will only keep going up as he gets better and better. And everybody seems anxious about AI taking jobs, but not all jobs are created equal. My brother isn't working a desk job, writing, analyzing, coding, or even creating. He's doing physical labor. And it turns out there are neighborhoods full of families that value his services. But yeah, something that's a lot harder to automate is grinding a concrete floor, rewiring a house, fixing an AC unit in the heat of July. I think that the skills that are hardest for a machine to copy are about to become some of the most valuable skills you can have. And I think that if you're worried at all about AI coming for your job, it might be worth it to look into a space that requires physical skills. You can spend $100,000 on a college degree, or you can spend $100,000 on equipment and a vehicle. Honestly, I don't think these are all that different from each other. With a degree, you're paying up front and hoping that that turns into a job later. You're paying a lot in money and in time. With work equipment, you own an asset that you could sell if things are bad and you need to shift and maybe earn some of your money back or cut your losses. But don't even assume that's going to be necessary because you can start earning almost immediately when you get that training and that equipment if you have any ability to be a salesman. And there's a lot of free value out there on YouTube about how to be a salesman. Some of my favorite resources are from Alex Hermosi, and I'll link to them in the description below. P.S. Good luck selling your college degree if it seems that you might not actually be able to use that. My brother viewed a $40,000 concrete grinder as just as much of an investment in his future as many kids view a $100,000 college degree. And depending on your path, college could be the right fit. But the odds are there are a lot of ways to learn what we need to know, and we don't want to waste too much of our time or money in the process. So you need to think about your information action ratio. One of my favorite concepts from a book called Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. If a lot of the information you're taking in is not something that you can take action on, you've got a weak ratio, and you want to make sure you're learning stuff you can really put to good use. There are lots of paths in the blue-collar blue-collar world. Concrete coating and plumbing are just two that I happen to see work. In fact, when 2008 happened and my dad lost his job, he was working in the banking industry. He opened up an AC company, and it saved our family and brought us all a lot closer and taught us all a lot about entrepreneurial thinking. And my ask for you is to just look into this. Google is the most powerful public library of free information in the history of humanity. And the quality of your life comes down to the quality of your questions. So what blue-collar jobs are out there? Where can I find a business to buy or take over? I think you could do really well if you take this as seriously as you would take a college application. If this got you thinking, comment below and tell me if you've ever thought about doing a trade or owning a business. And one of the best ways to support the channel is by liking and subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you again next week.